Good evening and welcome to the SBR Decal Labs GT3 Season 7. This is the finale at Spa-Francorchamps. Two races, a endurance race followed by a sprint race. So be a couple of changes we'll discuss in qualifying. See, everyone's about to get underway. So into qualifying we go. Cars just go out 5 minutes of qualifying around Spa-Francorchamps. They'll probably get 2 laps of qualifying after the outlap. You can see there Tomkinson in the Falcon Lexus. Go on board one of the drivers in a minute and have a look at a lap of the legendary Spa-Francorchamps. Probably on board with Tomkinson actually, who is currently not leading this season. It is Sean Cole in the Dodge Viper who leads on 87 points. Nathan Tomkinson has 84 points. Jake Hill, unfortunately, he's gone back to preparing for the British Touring Car season. You know, things are getting lifted from lockdown. Obviously, the guys at the SBR wish him a lot of luck this season when it does get underway. He is on 80 points, so he would have been in the fight tonight, but unfortunately can't make it. And Ben Milden has an outside chance, as does Lewis Edwards, I think. Outside chances, but it is potential chances for the title. Good evening to everyone who is in the chat. Hopefully you'll enjoy tonight. So here we go, let's go on board for this 4.352 mile circuit. We head up into La Source, just a hairpin right down to first gear, clip the apex, gradually bring the throttle on out of the corner. Then we head down towards Eau Rouge. Flatten the F1 car, definitely not in a GT3. So through the flick left of Eau Rouge and then into Radion. Over the hill, careful of the inside, you can understeer it and pick up a penalty if you're not careful. Down the Camel straight we go then. One of the longest straights in the calendar, and they hit the brakes for Les Combes. Down to second, using the curbs on both sides. Then into Malmedy. Bit of a lift, get it turned in. Again, you don't want to be clipping the bollards, they can cause havoc. Into Bruel. This is a really long right hand, you've got to be so patient with the throttle. Then you head into the corner with No Name. Again, just keeping it on third. No need to change. Up into fourth, and as we head down towards Poulon, hit the brakes. Probably there about 35 metres. Get it touching for the first one, run it out wide and bring it back in fourth gear. Use as much of the gear as possible. Into La Fagna. Another really long chicane. Got to be careful of the ashtray on the exit. Into Campus, just a 90-degree right bend. So second gear, use the curb on the outside as you then head into Stavelot. Not quite flat, but still quick enough in fourth. Then up towards Corporal Frere, this little flick right. Then we're going to go round to the left and down towards Blanchimont. It is flat in these cars. Absolutely pinned in 5th. Down to the bus stop chicane. It's a really awkward chicane, this one. Right, flick it left. Oh, and Tomkinson's picked up a penalty on this lap. So he finishes with a 2:17.1. Should have been a 2:16.1. But obviously, Faye didn't quite get the chicane right. And it's going to be Ben Milden who takes the honours so far. As people come through to complete their laps, just have a look for some of the changes in the driver lineups. Obviously, John has joined us. That is Paris, who has replaced Jay Hardy in the Track Addict Toyota. Who else have we got? I think we've only got 12 entries because I believe Camille is in for Jake Hill in that number 24 Team USA BMW, and we have Bristow who is replacing Callum Cripps in the Jaguar camp tonight. Lee McEwen has gone second in the Aston. It should be a good track for the Aston Martins. Quite a quick circuit. I think Milden could be the only person. No, we've got 4 cars left. Piper is one of them, as is Edwards, and I believe John in the Porsche. Going to watch Milden as he comes towards the end of his lap on in his Aston Martin. And flicks it left. Through Blanchimont into the bus stop chicane then. Anchors the brakes on. He's got 3/10 to make up on Cool here. He's ended up spitting it instead. As John comes through. Oh, Edwards puts it into second place. So the Ferrari man putting it in the top in second place, into third place, sorry, the top 3 then for the Ferrari man. But that will end qualifying for the endurance race. And it's this man in the Dodge, Sean Cool, who will take pole position. So we're going to get underway here then for the endurance race. There is your grid. As we wait for the lights, the revs rise, and we're green here at Spa-Francorchamps for 17 laps. It's a good start from the Viper. The Aston Martin of McEwen's gone down the field, and Edwards looking to stick with Cool as we go through La Source for the first time. Down the hill towards Eau Rouge and Raidillon. The Dodge keeps the first place for now as we go up the hill through Raidillon onto the Camel Straight. Line astern, no one's tried making a move through there. Yeah, it looks like McEwen's got a penalty to his name. Milden's gone down to 7th as we head into Le Combe. McEwen just a little bit wide through Lacombe. He's been given a little tap from Tompkinson just behind. John rounding out the pack in 12th place. You can see the cars streaming through. Let's get rid of the names, you don't need those. It looks a lot better as we are watching Clements in the Jaguar. I think everyone should be a bit sensible, although at the back it looked like Paris in the Toyota. A little bit wide through the corner with no name. He's got John right behind him. So they head through Pouon into La Fagna. Nothing really doing. Back at the front though, and nothing has really changed. And there's Bristow. Following Camille. Camille, if I get your name wrong, I do apologise. Ross is just behind. I don't lie, Paris and John are having a good battle here, and Brian Ross is getting pulled into this fray for the last of the top 10 positions. Down the inside into Blanchimont, it's not quite going to work, and John sees his opportunity. He's gone down the inside now. Takes the place away, opportunistic from the Porsche, and he's looking to now make the move into the bus stop. Can't quite do it. Let's go back to that. That was quite good. He's down the inside here of Brian Ross. He's going to get that move done. So yeah, just on board, Paris just goes wide. Job's a good one for the Porsche. And he's up into 10th as well after that move on Ross into La Source. Just a bit spread out. There's Milden. He's got Bristow for company. Look at the Jag. He's gaining. Oh, he's given Milden a bit of a tap. Unintentional. Aston Martin doesn't go wide, everyone stays put. Camille is behind. As they head through Bruel. He's been running the V12 Vantage, number 27. I also note the man who is in 4th place, there he is. McEwen is running a different number tonight. He's running number 19 as a tribute to Antoine Hubert, who obviously tragically lost his life last year at Spa-Francorchamps in the F2 race. So he's obviously going to hope and try and do well here. He's got Tompkinson behind at the moment. But right now, Cool is doing the job in that Viper. Through Blanchimont, these two go. Tompkinson's going to look to try and make the move here, surely. Into the bus stop chicane. He's having a look. He looks at the outside. Can't quite get it into the bus stop, but can he get it on the way out? Because, yes, McEwen gets a little bit too much under the curb. The back end doesn't have the grip. And Tompkinson takes 4th place for now. Into La Source for the 3rd time of 17. Tyre-wise, the Viper at the front of Sean Cool, he's on softs. Lewis Edwards is on super softs, as is his teammate Alan Piper. Tompkinson in that Lexus on super softs, as is McEwen. Softs for Clements, super softs for Milden, super softs for Bristow, softs for Camille. It's mediums for John, mediums for Ross, mediums for Paris. So the 3 medium runners at the back of the pack, as per expected. That is the slower tyre. But we're going to join the front because at the moment Lewis Edwards has made a fantastic move round the outside of Lecombe. I have replay marker that one. Let's go back and have a look at that for the lead. So he's coming down the Kemmel straight. Moves to the outside and just outbrakes the Viper into the corner. Good spatial awareness from both drivers. Edwards into the lead for now. He's got to make this getaway work though. He's on the softer compound compared to Cool. So he now has to try and make his getaway before he has to make his pit stops. Now the mediums have to be used for 4 laps during the race. That is roughly a quarter of the distance as per the rules and regulations. Tompkinson on the back of Piper. McEwen has Clements just behind. Into Blanchimont for Bristow, who's in 8th place, trying to... Oh, that's a bit wide from Bristow through Blanchimont, but Clements has real trouble now because he's got milled down the inside of him on the second part of the chicane. And can't quite get the power down on that tighter line though. And Clements goes to defend. Milne looking for the switchback, maybe to try and make the move into Rouge. Is not quite going to work. Or is it? He's actually alongside now. I thought he didn't quite get the power down correctly, but he's managed to get that second phase of acceleration perfect, and he's going to go through a Rouge, covers off Radion, but now he's going to have Chris Clements. So we're looking down into Lecombe. I'm going to replay marker because Cool has got back into the lead. So we'll go back and watch how that happened, and it's a great move initially from Clements, but instead Milden prevails through Malmedy, and Bristow now attacking his teammate into Bruel. These two need to work together, and Bristow's pushed his own teammate off. It's put Clements in the wall. He's gone to the grass. Clements is not going to be happy with his stand-in teammate for tonight. Meanwhile, we're going to go back and watch what happened with Cool and Edwards. It looks like a straightforward, my car's faster than yours. Sean Cool back into the lead. One of the tyres. The wear's not too bad actually on Edwards' car. The nice thing about Spa, it's not really a tyre eater. You get these long periods where the tyres are just able to relax a bit more. Less scrubbage, but those tyres are definitely worse for Edwards compared to Core in the Dodge Viper ahead. The Ferrari, number 99 of Piper. She gets past Edwards there. It's a bit of an interesting one. I'm going to go back and just have a look at that. Edwards looking to go straight back underneath Piper into the source. Well, that is done for now. Let's just have a look. He just got on the curbing. He's just drifted him wide for Edwards, and Piper's obviously just giving him a bit of a way through, but the Ferraris now having to work together because the Lexus is now coming alongside, up towards Lecombe. Piper's going to stay ahead. Edwards, oh, Piper's gone very, very wide over the sleeping policeman. Oh, a bit of a twitch through Malmedy. But he has conceded both places, which is good sportsmanship and probably what he needed to do, because that was a unfortunate outbreak manoeuvre. Here comes Thompson through the inside of Burrell into the corner of No Name, round the outside. He's surely going to get this done. Bit of bumping. They're still side by side coming towards Pouon. They tuck in, and Tompkinson's gone wide. Tompkinson down to 4th place. Not ideal really then for the championship contender. He's down in 5th whilst his rival and teammate in the Dodgers camp is and actually I might have just missed that, but Ben Milden out of nowhere has managed to get past on board it. Oh, bit of a nudge on the way in. He has got 4th though. Tomkinson now starting to struggle, I think, with his tyres. Sean Corn, his softs is going to continue on. Ben Milden and Tomkinson in the pits. So the two Ferraris, they shouldn't really be battling. Camille is past Clements at this stage. We'll just see if our camera's picked up on that. No, be a bit late on the camera work for that one, but the I think he's actually number 13, yes. Not the number 24, he's number 13 for Camille. Clements in 5th. Obviously, John still on his mediums. Now, John is normally one to try an audacious strategy with the mediums, trying to only pit once. Whether he tries that again. Tomkinson is out before Milden, so less fuel for the Lexus. Both on mediums, so obviously the Aston Martin a little bit hungrier on fuel. Bristow on mediums. Paris in the Track Addict Toyota is on soft tyres. As new softs. McEwen has gone down the pack, he's on mediums, so he must have had an instance somewhere. And Brian Ross is rounding out the pack, he is now on super soft tyres. Let's see if there's a battle going on. Not much, obviously. This is kind of like the quiet phase where the pit stops are taking into effect. Clements looking to make a move, heading up towards Blanchimont. He's on the inside, he's going to get the move done at Blanchimont. Camille goes wide, luckily it's a runoff area there. And the top 5 now in the pits. So John's going to come through to lead the race now on his mediums. He's still yet to pit. He's got Tomkinson behind, who's on fresh mediums. There's Cool. Cool is out behind the Lexus, but he's on fresher tyres. He is on the softs as well, so he's going for another quick stint. Watching Tomkinson, he is now in the lead of this race. Remember, he is 3 points behind Sean Cool going into these last 2 rounds. And if it finishes now, Tompkinson would draw level with Sean Cool. There is Milden. Currently in third place. He's got Edwards behind. Obviously the undercut working for most drivers. The two Ferraris. Following Clements, then Bristow, then Camille. Paris in the Track Addicts Toyota. McEwen down in 10th. Brian Ross in 11th, and finally John has pitted in the Porsche. He's gone to soft tyres now. Back at the top, Tompkinson still leading away from Cool, but Cool is charging. A bad lap from Tompkinson on lap 7 as well. Only a 2 minutes 17. Well, actually, that looks pretty standard. Obviously, that 2:11.8 must be fine his pit stop lap, because that's a bit of a weird one. Cool on his tail. This will be the first time we really get a true representation, but Cool is on the circuit so far. Into Blanchimont. Up towards the bus stop chicane. The Viper hits the brakes, gets rid of its penalty. The drivers have to get rid of it. But they can't do it on the final lap on the run up to the line. They have to get rid of it on a straight. The Viper really reeling in that Lexus. Sean Cool we are on board with, down to Eau Rouge and Raidillon. This is lap 9 of 17, so we're just over the halfway point now. And here we go, the Viper alongside. Remember, these are your top two contenders. The Viper's just quick in a straight line. Takes the place into Lecombe. Pretty easy move in the end for Sean. Cool will be happy with that. He could extend his lead to 6 points going into the sprint race. Obviously the sprint race rewards less points than the endurance. So if he's going to win a race, this is the critical one to win here for Sean Cool to get his championship across the line. Meanwhile, Milden has now got Edwards just behind. Edwards is on the medium compound. See the Ferrari, and Adam Piper is also in the background looking to get involved in this action. Do come and obviously supporting John. Where is John at the moment? He is currently in 9th. Is John in the Porsche? He's on a set of soft tyres. 12th at the moment is Brian Ross. Paris in 11th in Toyota. He's pitted again in that number 18 Track Addict car. He's on 11th, but Tompkinson yet again is the first man into the pits. So cool, after making that move, he's now looking to try and get an overcut. Ben Milden in the pits as well. So not much in the way of battling. Milton comes out, he's got John alongside. John will go up into 8th place for now. McEwen now in the pits from 11th on his medium compound tyres. But Tompkinson out in 7th, he's only 19.2 behind. Tompkinson down the inside of Bristow. Through Bruel. A lovely little move from the Lexus man. You see Bristow just opening the door slightly. Tompkinson. He's got to take every opportunity he can as Tompkinson right now. As Coco's saying, Sean is looking good for the championship win at the moment, but we still have another 7 laps of racing to go. And Cool also has to use the medium compound of tyre. Thompson obviously passed Camille as well now, so he is making the moves. He just got the run through Corporal Frere. So 4th place, he's made up a second, has Tompkinson in 4th. You can see Cole just trying to stretch this stint out on the soft compound. He's going to want to do as little laps as he can on that medium compounded tyre. Just cycle through, John through Radion. He's been overtaken by Milden, which is probably expected. Clement's 9th, as McEwen in 10th. McEwen has Paris. Just behind Paris is on an older set of tyres, and McEwen's on the softer compound for even more good measure. Just picking up a slow down going over the hill of Radion. 2 Ferraris having a great day. Oh, there goes Edwards, he's gone wide. A bit of a twitch. Sends number 51 wide at Pouant. Looks like he's having another major. Let's just go back and have a look what happened there, because he's come through Lafania. He's just gone the curb and decided he's going to try and have a bit of Tokyo drifting through Lafania just before campus. That Ferrari, very expensive drift car. Now, the Dodge, is he going to come in the pits this lap? The answer is yes. Sean Cool comes into the pits for what could be his final pit stop of the race. There's every chance he could take these tyres 5 laps long, because because of the medium compound. Tompkinson just coming through the bus stop chicane now. He will go into the lead. Sets the fastest time of the race as well, 2:16.5 on those super soft tyres. Cool comes out, he's not far behind, he's only 2 seconds. But, as I say, he's on the medium compounded tyres. If indeed you're interested in Edwards for Fast and Furious 51, I think it'd be interesting in Fast and Furious SBR Drift, I think. Spa Edition. Cool though, 2.3 to make up on Tompkinson. He's got fresh tyres, but he's on the harder compound. His audition, Go-Kartman, his audition will be to send it through a Rouge sideways. I think if you're going sideways through a Rouge, you're having a big accident into Radion, I'm not going to lie. Camille is... He's going to have to pit now anyway, but he's running well in the number 13 Team USA BMW. Doing well. There's Ben Milden. There's Bristow. John in 6th. He's on. You'll probably have to pit in the next lap, I would assume. Piper obviously on his new soft tyres. There's Clements on new mediums, new softs for Edwards. McEwen on old super softs right now. Paris on soft tyre, but again used. Brian Ross on used softs for him. Now the gap at the front is extending. Tompkinson has extended it to 3.4 seconds, and this is the difference between medium compounded tyres and super softs. However, you have to feel Tompkinson probably will have to pit for a new set of boots before the end of this race. Camille is in, that looks like Bristow is in, John is in, and Piper goes up into 4th, with Clements in 5th. Chris Clements doing a nice job in that Panasonic Jaguar. See the livery from the Formula E team, beautifully done by the guys at SBR. Some fantastic livery makers within the group, but that Jaguar, I still think the best looking one's the Mazda, I'm afraid. Out of the whole field, and that Red Bull Mazda, very V8 supercar style. Interesting, Clements letting Edwards know that he'll be turning right at the end of the straight. Indicator going, but he's given the place up to it. It's probably a wise idea that from Clements. It's not his fight. He probably doesn't want to lose any time. Just in a battle with someone he's just not fighting at the moment. Meanwhile, the gap at the front is now 4.5 seconds. So I think Core's having to play the waiting game to see if Tompkinson goes in the pits. Hardly any tyre wear at the moment on those mediums. Tyre wear starting to come into play, I'd have thought, for Tompkinson now. And actually fuel is the bigger issue here for Tompkinson. He's going to have to pit for fuel. Does he come in this lap or the next lap? That is the question. Normally when the fuel light's flashing, he's got a lap of fuel left. He comes in the pits now. So Sean Core goes into the lead of this race. He has just 4 laps remaining. I'm assuming brand new super softs for Tompkinson. Piper Will he come out? There is Tomkinson in the pit lane. Brand new soft tyres. Enough fuel to make the end of the race. He's out behind Piper though, that's not ideal. So he's going to have to contend with some traffic, and 13.8 seconds to cool. It is doable around Spa-Francorchamps with two compounds softer than the leader. Cole has to do up until about lap 15-16 on those mediums. I don't think now he's got this sort of gap to Tomkinson. I don't see him coming in the pits. I think he's better off trying to keep it. I mean, he's got enough fuel to go to the end of the race, and the tyre wear is looking good. But Piper on his soft tyres, number 99 Ferrari up against the number 1 Lexus of Nathan Tomkinson. It's 25 points for a win, 22 for second, 20 for third. And the winner of the sprint race only gets 15. Tomkinson all over the back. Off Piper looking for a move through Corde Porfrere. That Lexus pulling nicely, but Piper still on the inside. They flick it through Blanchimont, and that's a great move from Tomkinson round the outside of Blanchimont. A fantastic move from the Lexus, but this lap he has not pulled any time back on his championship and rival and his teammate of Sean Cole. 12.6 seconds. Yeah, he's pulled a little bit back, but not as much as you'd have liked. With now just 3 laps to go. He's going to have to pull 4.2, well, 4.1 and a half seconds per lap here in order to stand a chance of getting near Cole for the win of this race. Down the Kennel Straight. Into Lecombe. You see Piper looking to try and stick with him. Tomkinson won't want him there because he's a bit of a thorn in his side. If he's having to look behind, he can't focus on trying to get the power down towards Cole. The one good thing for Tomkinson, even though it didn't sound great, if he does finish second, he'll start ahead of Cole in the sprint race, which does give him the chance to still win, but it makes it a lot tougher as he goes through Pouin. There's Milden, he's looking to chase after Edwards. Meanwhile, these two are having a great little tussle, I think, at the moment. Bristow versus John. Oh, John's gone a little bit wide through Lafagna. He's managed to keep it though. I think he's looking maybe because Bristow not pulling away on those super softs compared to John's soft tyres. John does have a penalty of a second. So we head up towards Blanchimont for the 15th time. It's Sean Cole's race to lose, but the Porsche pulling and pulling on the Jaguar into the bus stop chicane. John maybe not trusting of the Porsche through the bus stop. Normally I'd be looking to try and get a bit of a switch back through there. Also, he's trying to get rid of the penalty as soon as now, so he can go and have a battle with Bristow. There is Bristow in 6th place. Up over the crest of Radion. And down the Camel Straight for the penultimate time. That Porsche not quick enough in a straight line. I wouldn't have thought to make a move into Le Com. Go Carmen saying we call John the postman because he's going to send it. Well, he's not quite sent it yet. We'll keep an eye on it though, because the battle for fourth is starting to brew between Edwards and Milden. Milden's starting to go on the tail of that Ferrari. The leading gap down to 8.6. It's not enough though. I think Tompkinson's going to lose out on this race. Oh, and Milden a bit wide, running onto the AstroTurf. Not what he was looking for. Milden just losing a little bit of time as he goes up towards Blanchimont. He's going to have to recoup and attempt on the final lap, but he's going to have to get rid of this penalty. Meanwhile, back for this battle for 6th, and Clements is closing in on these two as well for good measure. Will John have a look to the inside? You look around the outside. I'm surprised John didn't try the switchback route this time. He tried to keep it around the outside. No, it doesn't normally work at the bus stop chicane. It hasn't worked this time either. And now he's got Clements right behind. Clements looking to the inside of La Source. Nothing doing. Although Milden's got past out of La Source down towards Eau Rouge. It's the second time he's pulled that move as Ben Milden. Puts him in 4th, but he's still got 0.2 of a second to shake. And he's going to possibly catch up to Piper here. He's 1.5 seconds down, but I think Piper's tyres are very worn. And fuel is low for Piper. So whether he might be having to fuel save is another critical issue here. But this man has been it's been a very, very good race for Cool. We'll come back to him in a minute because there's still battles going on around the circuit. Preferably for this 6th place. I'll keep an eye on course position on the track map, and we'll see where he is. Make sure we catch him at the end. But Bristow is still under serious pressure from the Porsche of John, who's under pressure now from Clements behind. It's only John in the middle who's got a penalty, which he'll probably take at the chicane. Meanwhile, we're going to go back to our leader. It's been a cracking race for Sean Call. Up to the line then, the Viper takes the victory in the endurance race and extends his lead of the championship to 6 points. Tompkinson's got a hard race ahead of him in the sprint. Adam Piper out of the bus stop chicane. Milden getting rid of his penalty. Piper finishes 3rd with Milden in 4th. Edwards will come home in 5th, but this battle's still screaming on. Bristow. I'm going to replay marker that one because that looks a bit interesting. And here comes Clements down the inside. Doesn't quite keep it. Might allow John through. John very twitchy. It's not quite going to work. It's going to be Bristow 6th, Clements 7th, John in 8th. Camille is in 9th. McEwen 10th. Paris will be 11th. Brian Ross is on his way through. We're going to have a look back though at that moment, shall we say. So we're heading up towards Blanchimont. And Clements gets one hell of a run. And just a slight touch between cars, bit of a racing incident. Sees Clements through, and then Clements just goes for it against Bristow. And it doesn't quite work out. There's Brian, there's Ross, number 62. Mazda, Red Bull Mazda car. Come back to him, but that is your winner there. And effectively your champion-elect right now, if everything goes right in the sprint race. Brian Ross comes home to finish 12th on the lead lap, which is always good to see. And that marks the endurance race for now. There is your winner with his refund trophy. It is Sean Cole in the number 14 Dodge Viper. He now has a 6-point advantage heading into the sprint race, the finale for season 7. McEwen, oh no, the McEwen's wheel died during the race. That's not ideal. See, Mario Ross is he's just apologising for maybe an incident that occurred during the race. Obviously, lots going on. So as I've stated there in the chat, just to keep the guys, have a bit of an update for them. Just 6 points separating the top two. So we're going to await the drivers to go onto the circuit. In the chat, I think that's Jay Hardy for the Truck Addict team. Great race, it was, yeah. fantastic race. The endurances, sometimes endurances can, like, you know, 40 to an hour races can kind of have that dire effect of the field of sprinting, but it just seems like with the SBR lot, they do have really good battles throughout the whole lot. Actually, Sharp, one of the livery wizards of SBR, Liam's will play up Friday's BTCC as well, so an ongoing issue for him. Clemens, his supers didn't grip. Not ideal. He could it's always hard. It feels like you're driving on ice. It's always hard to trust the car. Just waiting for one person to enter. Yeah, Clarence 6th and 7th for the Jaguar team. Probably a few team words in the debrief I'm expecting though. Dive on at the end, Bristow pushing his own teammate onto the grass. It was almost like the team just decided, you know what, just scrap it out. So here we go, the final race. 6 points covers the top two. Sean Cole leads the way in the championship. $15 for a win, 12 for second, 10 for third. We're obviously expecting those guys to be up near the top. It's a rolling start, so they're a long way behind. Brian Ross will lead us lead the field away. Here we go then, Brian Ross, the number 62 Mazda, sponsored by Red Bull. The numbers are on. We are green here at Spa-Francorchamps, and he's got a hell of a gap because of the way the rolling starts work on this game. Paris in the Toyota, starting right on the apex of the chicane. So Ross on his soft tyres, maybe looking to go the whole distance of. This is the big one. As the cars go through, Cool obviously in the worst position at the back, but he's got time to make it up. He's on the soft tyres, so maybe he's thinking he can go all the way, or pitting on that 4. But at the front, it's a battle between Brian Ross and Paris. Mazda versus Toyota. They go through Malmedy and down to Bruel. Paris sends it down the inside. Oh, and he gets it stopped in time. Fantastic move from the Toyota. The pair of them, though, look like they have slowdowns as they go through the corner, no name. And McEwen is just behind. McEwen's had a massive tank slapper going through that corner. McEwen, you have to say, is odds-on favourite with the Aston Martin that high, if his wheel can survive. Camille is in 4th, John 5th. He's got Clements just behind. We have Edwards looking to get past Bristow here into Lafania. And that is Milton in the background making the move on Piper, and there goes Tomkinson for good measure. Tomkinson can't quite get through though. At the moment, neither of the championship contenders would score any points in this race. Top 10 score points in the sprint. Meanwhile, McEwen not quite sticking with the master of Ross. Ross may be looking to make an overtake on Paris. Not quite. He is not quite close enough. Gets rid of his penalty. McEwen has a 1.7 second penalty. Just behind though, Edwards is looking on Bristow once again into the bus stop chicane. Can't quite make anything of it. Milden and Piper still there. Once again, there's Milton in the background. We're going to look behind from Bristow. The Panasonic Jaguar. There is Milton. He's looking to make the move into a Rouge. Not brave enough to keep it there. Not quite like Mark Webber. But what a sight this is. It looks like... I'm going to go back and watch this one because it looks like McEwen has got past Brian Ross. Down the Kenmore straight we go. Just looks like an easy, powerful pass from McEwen there to go into second place. He's now chasing after Paris. John still has Clements behind. Bobby still has Edwards behind. See these five. Tompkins is not making the headway he needs. Bobby is really defending hard, but he's left the door open for Edwards. That was a rookie error from Bristow. He's not covered the line, and Edwards has happily gone for it. Bristow is on the medium compounded tyres, which is an interesting choice. So he's definitely not stopping then this race. But a bit of a rookie error from Bristow. He's just left the door open into Lafania, and now here comes the freight train. Milden gets alongside. Here comes Piper as well. Up towards Blanchimont. It's not quite going to work for Milden actually. One big train. Oh hello, 3 wide. Into the bus stop. This isn't going to work. Piper has a bit of a nudge from Tomkinson. Milden dives across the field into the pit lane. Tomkinson's almost spun, and Cool is now looking for 7th place. Cool looking around the outside. He's done Bristow, but has he got Piper? Yes, he has. So Sean Cool up into 8th place. See there on board. Milton just dives into the pits. Let's have a look at on board with Piper there. So on board with Piper, you can see there he's just released the brakes. Obviously nothing Bristow can do. And just all a little bit. A touch messy really. But Cool is up into 8th place, and right now he had a 6-point lead before this race. He now currently has a 10-point lead. No, sorry, a 9-point lead at the moment for Cool in the championship fight. Paris is still leading from Brian Ross. Then it's Clements. I'm assuming McEwen came in the pits. Yes, he has. He's come in to get some super soft tyres. Clements is finally past John. I think we're a bit late to try and see it, but Clements in 3rd. John is in 4th. Camille is in 5th. He's got Edwards right behind him. Into Campus before Stavalo. Going to go side by side. Edwards gets the move done. And now McEwen looking for the move on Camille into La Source. Down the inside, the number 13 BMW, dispatched by the number 19 Aston Martin. Fantastic stuff by McEwen. His next opponent is Edwards. He's on super soft tyres, but he is on older super soft tyres. Half a second penalty then for Edwards to get rid of. I don't know where, but Clements has got past Ross. Let's see if we can catch it. Yes. Out of Radion, and the Jaguar just sails through on the straight. So good stuff from Clements. This man though, Paris, is currently leading the way in the number 18 Track Addict car. Using the reverse grid situation massively to his advantage. He's just got 3 laps to go. If he can keep that car on the road, keep everyone behind, he could take his first win on debut for the Track Addict team. So we go back through. There's John, there's Edwards, there's McEwen. McEwen just behind, on board with the Scotsman. And Ross has run wide through Stavolo, comes back on straight in front of John. McEwen takes advantage of that. He's past John. He's now on the outside of Edwards. He's on the grass almost, trying to make a move. He runs wide. We get past Ross potentially into the chicane. Yes, he does make the move stick. And Edwards comes in for a late pit stop. I say late, is halfway through, but it might make the difference. You know, you just never know in these circumstances. Tompkinson has pitted for new tyres. So he's trying to pull every stop out here. Cool is up into 4th place right now, so if this was at the end of the race, Cool in 4th would give him 8 points and a 14-point championship winning margin. He's got McEwen just ahead of him. He is on the soft compound of tyre and he has used them for 4 laps now. McEwen has about 2-lap-old super soft tyres on his car. Clements is now closing the gap on the Track Addict Toyota of Paris as they head up to Pouillon for the 5th time tonight in the sprint race. Really now looking to get that Jaguar onto the top step. Oh, and the door's been opened by Paris. Up into Blanchimont they go. Bit of a weird thing from Paris. He didn't defend it. He just opened the door and just said, "Come on through." Again, just not defending well. All he had to do. Paris is now in the pit lane, So a change of tyres this late on, unless people have a massive battle. So that moves Cool up into a lofty third, giving him 10 points, which means he would get 16 points of championship winning margin, dependent on where Tomkinson is. Tomkinson down in 11th. He's attacking Camille into the hairpin as Camille spins. Big spin for the BMW. But Tomkinson down in 11th. This has really not worked out for him in that Lexus. McEwen now all over the back of Clements going into Lecombe. McEwen does have the softer compound, sorry, he's got the softest compound of tyre. The softer, not softer than Clements, but they are less worn. McEwen looking into Bruel. Not quite a space there. The Aston Martin having to work hard for this. As we head through the corner no name up towards Poole, we've got a 6/10 penalty on board here with McEwen to get rid of. We're going to hit the brakes into the double left-hander. McEwen earlier on the power, but he can't quite take advantage. Good positioning from Clements in first place right now. We hit the brakes for Lafagna. I just want to remind people, that's the rear view that McEwen has. He's got a Dodge Viper up his tail. The Golf Aston Martin team as they go through. We go through Stabilo, through Corporal Frere. McEwen probably a little late to pull out of the slipstream there. I think he just clipped the back of Clements, pushing him along a little bit. Slight lift, trying to get a better line. He has done. Up towards the bus stop chicane. Cool, watching this all unfold. Bit of door rubbing. But McEwen gets the job done. He is now leading the race. On to the final lap, the 7th final lap. This is not only the final lap of this race, it's the final lap of the season 7 of the Decal Labs GT3 League here at SBR. And McEwen is leading this race. Clements has fallen already half a second behind the Aston Martin, but the Aston does have a 6/10 penalty to get rid of before the end of this race as they go over Radion. Looking behind from the Jaguar. Cool. Brakes earlier. Good braking though from Clements. Gets the car stopped nicely and carries good corner pace. Cool course gone down the inside. The gap has opened. Still side by side into the corner. No. Oh, Clements backs out of it, and Cool is now second in this race. He's now got to chase after that Aston Martin. He's got half a lap to do so. Meanwhile, with behind Ben Milden in 4th, just ahead of Edwards now. John's in 6th, he's having a good race so far. Piper 7th, Brian Ross in 8th, 9th for Paris, 10th for Tomkinson, so he is now scoring a point in this race. But right now he's losing 11 points to his championship rival, which means a 17-point win, although Paris has gone wide, promoting Tomkinson up to 9th. At the front though, Tomkinson still has 6/10 to get rid of. Cool has no penalty. Tomkinson, McEwen trying to get rid of it. He's not quite going to get rid of it though. Bit of a slide, bit of contact. It's Sean Cool who wins the final race of the season from McEwen. Clement in 3rd, Ben Milden in 4th, Edwards in 5th, John in 6th, Piper 7th, Tomkinson 8th, Paris 9th, Brian Ross 10th, 11th for Bristow, and Camille will come home in 12th place. But it's going to be all eyes on this man. A 12-point gap in this race for Sean Cole. He is the Season 7 Decal Labs GT3 winner. He had 6 points going into this race. He leaves the end of the season with a 18-point victory. Congratulations to Sean Cole. He has well and truly deserved this championship win. He's done a very nice job in that Viper. A fantastic race, a fantastic season. I think you'll agree, it's the whole season between, I mean, most of the season it's been, the main battles have really been Hill and Tompkinson, and obviously Cool has just been very, very consistent, and without a doubt is a very worthy winner of this championship, which I think hopefully all agree with me. But it's been a fantastic season, and I do believe there is going to be a Season 8 coming up during the year. But from SBR, thank you to Decal Labs for sponsoring the league. It's fantastic to have on board. Thank you guys for watching this season. Hopefully you've enjoyed all the action with the commentary. See, brand new, almost brand new for this season with the live streams. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. But I've been Jordan Harding, and this has been the Season 7 of the SBR Group 3, sponsored by Decal Labs. Thank you for watching. Do join us for next season. Goodbye.